one of our listeners emailed me. I don't think he minds me giving his name. Vivek Jha, he also lives in the Boston area, and he also went to Harvard. And when he was there, he was looking for a professor one day, right in that same exact neighborhood that Gates was. He wrote me this email about it. I found it really interesting. That's why I'm sharing it here. And he said he got lost, and he couldn't find the professor's house. Next thing you know, a cop pulls him over. And he says, "Oh, officer, I'm glad you're here. I need directions. I don't know where this house is. You see, here's my ID, and here's my Harvard ID. So I'm looking for a Harvard professor because I'm a Harvard student, and here's the situation." Explains it clearly. Now, of course, we're taking his word for it, but I don't think that he has any incentive to make any of this up, right? And here's what the cop does. He says, "Yeah, that's cool. Get out of the car. Sit on the curb. We got a situation over here." Calls for backup. A second police car comes, and the guy's like, "What?" Well, I don't understand what happened here. Now, he's of South Asian descent, so he's Indian, so he's, as Bush would say, brown-skinned. And he said he was, he couldn't believe what was happening, and they searched his whole car. They searched his car. Now, you see, if that's never happened to you, you think, "Oh, come on, that seems so crazy. Why would they do that?" The kid was obviously looking for his professor, right? But it does happen. It happens all the time. Then he explained to me how the rest of his life he has gone on changing his life in small ways, not in big ways, but he goes in the middle lane, doesn't go too fast, never goes above 5 miles per hour, likes to stick to the highway where if you do get pulled over, there are a lot of witnesses. He takes great precautions in not getting lost in any neighborhood, et cetera, et cetera. Now, you might disagree with some of those precautions. You might greatly agree with some of those precautions. But look at how he has to live his life, as opposed to someone who's never dealt with this and has never even thought about it and doesn't have that lingering over their heads. Now, if we can begin to talk about that so you can see that perspective, then I think maybe this, little controversy around Henry Louis Gates' arrest might help a little bit. And I'm asking people to try to understand that perspective. Now, and of course, on the other side of it, do we understand that cops have a tough job and they were responding to here when they thought somebody was breaking into Gates' house? Of course we understand that too. And I don't think anybody's dense enough to not understand that perspective. But as the police try to rightfully protect our communities, and they do so often, they've also got to understand that they're creating, in some cases, a tremendous damage by doing this racial profiling, and it's not worth the cost. The benefits certainly do not outweigh the cost. And if we can get that through to some people, I think we'd be in a lot better shape.
Have you seen all the TYT videos from today? Check out the Young Turks YouTube channel. Do it already.